Talent isn't passed down in the genes, it's passed down in the mindset. Carol Dweck. Your brain is always working, regardless of you being aware of it. Both your subconscious and your conscious thoughts have a huge role to play in whether we succeed or fail. Your mindset, as it's called, affects the wording you use, your outlook on life, and even your ability to improve. See, there are two basic mindsets that most people fall into. The fixed mindset people believe that you are what you're born with. Your qualities are set at birth, and you can't change that. On the other hand, growth mindset people believe that you can improve and expand on the qualities that you were given at birth. Everyone starts with a different set of aptitudes, but everyone can also improve through practice. There are a handful of problems with the fixed mindset, the first of which is that you will not grow. If you believe that your skills are fixed, there isn't much motivation to work hard or to try and improve yourself, now is there? This leads to a belief that high effort equals low ability. Talented people don't need to work hard. In fact, fixed mindset people work hard, but only at defending their ego. Because your qualities, being fixed, determine who you are, those with fixed mindsets work extremely hard to gain validation from results and other people's judgments of them. This leads to the need to be right, and people who are insanely concerned about how many followers they have on social media or how many likes a photo got. As we already hinted at, another hallmark of a fixed mindset is that your results define you. Succeeding means you're good, losing means you're bad. Thanks to the belief that our qualities are set in stone, results are all that matter. There is no improving yourself, only winning and losing. This mindset also tends to lead to a false sense of superiority over others when they win. In their heads, success means their fixed traits are better than those around them. And lastly, wasting energy on excuses. Instead of learning from their mistakes, people with a fixed mindset make excuses, deny fault, point the fingers at others, or refuse to take part again. Throughout history, some of the most successful people were noted for their ability to learn from mistakes and keep going even after facing failure. None of these people had a fixed mindset. The flip side of this coin is the growth mindset. These people are the opposite of fixed mindset, and thus experience great growth over time. They are always looking for ways to improve, grow, and learn, and thus will be a much better person at 40 than they were at 20. They also have strong, healthy egos. This is not to say they're egomaniacs. This means that they are willing to learn from failure, that they can take a setback or a loss in stride, and not let it make them feel like a loser or a failure. Ego is not attached to results, it is tied to much healthier things. They are also more determined. People who have a growth mindset tend to be grittier and more determined. They are able to stretch themselves and fight through difficulties because they know it's part of the growing process, and their ego isn't tied to their results. And finally, they are outcome independent. Marcus Aurelius, famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "The impediment to action becomes the action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The Stoics knew that the outcome didn't matter. The steps and obstacles that were overcome along the way is where the learning and growth took place. You can see these differences between the two mindsets all over professional sports, businesses, leadership, and relationships. The author points to Boston Red Sox pitcher Pedro Martinez and tennis star John McEnroe as people who never reached their full potential due to fixed mindsets. On the flip side, Michael Jordan is a perfect example of a growth mindset. One of his most famous quotes summarizes this winning mindset. "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Each of his missed shots, lost games, and failures helped him along the path to greatness. In the business world, the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed one can be seen in the difference between tech startups of today and the white button-down, name-badge-wearing IBM employees of the 60s and 70s. Both can be successful, but the styles and how each type of company run under a leader with a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset are worlds apart. In relationships, the fixed mindset person tends to take things much more personally as they are trying to fend for their ego, and they tend to play the victim. They have a hard time discussing their faults and areas where they could be a better partner. The author spends the last portion of the book on changing your mindset. To change from a fixed mindset to one of growth, the first challenge is to identify the negative behavior and habits as they are occurring. This self-awareness feeds into a realization of behavior-producing judgments of themselves and others. Once these judgments are identified, you can transform your perspective of them from failures into learning and growth opportunities. Contrary to what a person with a fixed mindset may think, growth is possible with the right steps and dedication. Remember, talent isn't passed down in the genes, it's passed down in the mindset. A growth mindset fuels the desire to embrace learning, change, challenges, and even setbacks in order to learn and improve. And the best part, it can be developed and strengthened. What book would you like to see us review? Leave your ideas in the comments below, and you might just get to see your suggestion as our next animation. And while you're there, if you'll hit that like button, it helps the channel a ton. And do both of us a favor and subscribe and click the bell notification so you'll know when we release our next video.